What up, everybody? This your boy, B-Rob. I just wanted to cue this video up. This is the very first edition of the Walmart Log proper. So, got an interview here for you with freaking Brian Oteka. And this is my first time doing something like this. So, you got to bear with me. I had so many ambitious ideas. I had lavalier microphones. I had 2 different camera angles that didn't really work out too well. And what I realized after half of the interview was done, that one of the lavalier microphones weren't on. So the audio for this thing is going to be kind of wonky. There was a lot of audio syncing going on and whatnot. So there might be small portions on there where it looks like a kung fu movie where it's like, and stuff like that. So just bear with me. This is my first time trying to do anything like this, even talking to you in a setting like this. So sit back, relax, enjoy the very first edition of the Walmart Log.
Go Charlie Murphy!
Perfect on the
You
pitch.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, joining me on this very special edition of the Walmart Log is Brian Oteka. He is a fellow podcaster, freaking graphic artist, and whatever have you. You probably do some of that too. How are you doing?
How's it going, man?
Yeah. So thank you for joining me here in the, I don't know what Walmart is.
We're at the 242 in the Woodlands, Texas.
Word. So we're here in the Woodlands, encroaching on everybody's liberties and everything to record content
the best way to do it,
for you
man.
all. So let's take. Are you?
Actually, you know what?
What?
I want to take a look at that Roomba real quick.
Let's go.
Let's take a look at the Roomba because I have been. I'm like a geek, so it's like, hey, man, it's a robot.
I got a cart just in case.
Oh, okay. See, there we go. Have you got to see Love, Robots, and Sex, Love, and Robots yet?
No, what is that?
Oh man, it's Netflix great.
Educate.
We're basically like a Roomba. Well, they got a bunch of different shorts, but one of them is where they've actually got a Roomba where it's like 17,000 generations in the future, and the thing is like 5 foot tall, but it literally says iRobot on it. There's an Xbox that's like generation 400, but it's still that's the first generation of it. It sees itself and all that. Where is this? It's not.
Word. So that's your Netflix recommendation. So,
Netflix recommendations: Sex, Love, and Robots.
so if you're hearing this Netflix, sponsor us.
Yes, sponsors. We got lots of ideas.
Yeah. So I mean, what about this room that do you not like to freaking vacuum?
I don't like to do anything, man. I'm lazy. I'm a geek. That's the whole point of being a geek is so that you can do nothing and everything else can be done for you.
What I recently got, I got a stream deck because I'm looking to get into freaking maybe playing on Twitch and all that.
Okay.
Junk and whatnot. So they got this little box. It got like 15 buttons on there. They're
Right.
all programmable.
And you just push a button and something pops up on the screen.
So it's just like, how lazy is that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it's better than the alternative. You get on the computer and you freaking just, all right, got to do Alt, Control, Delete, Shift, Tab.
Building your macros was hard back in the day. Now it's just as simple. I mean, even the voice synthesizers or whatever they have for the music,
Yeah.
you don't even have to have music skills anymore. You can just go boom, 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 and and there you go. You got to hit song.
So, all right.
It's so easy.
You bring that up, how easy it is for artists. They got some good, some bad, to make music and everything. Do you think that's kind of saturating the market? Does it freaking take away from actual artists that compose,
Yes,
do anything like that?
But I'm a little bit weird. So
I couldn't do it.
in my mind, we can get to like Star Trek, but without having to do what Star Trek did. And in Star Trek, the way Gene Roddenberry did it, he basically killed off 80-90% of Earth, and that's not good. Because if you remember, when the Vulcans actually come, when Star Trek Next Generation goes back and sees them, they're literally nobody. It's just a bunch of handful of people. One guy sends up a nuke and accidentally breaks the whatever barrier, and Vulcans come. Now, we've always watched the good Kirk. But we're humans. We know what happens when we've taken everything away from us. We're going to do the bad ones. So we're going to take over the Vulcans. So the whole bad universe, that's our universe. It's like we can get there, but we have to limit ourselves to the robots. C-3PO is the one.
Yeah.
None of that. R2, that's the top. That's the top level robot. We're already so close to 3D printed food. The space station did 3D printed food a couple weeks ago. That means replicated real soon. I'm gonna be sitting back in 10 years with a robot doing all my work and me just doing nothing.
So you think we're gonna get to Wally numbers?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at this. I'm already getting prepped. Come on, man. I'm just getting it going, getting it ready.
I know. So like, as far as podcasting goes, you are a fellow podcaster and whatnot. What got you into it? What got you started?
I fell into it, honestly. Jay Sandlin. I give credit to Jay Sandlin for almost everything
Shout out
I
to
did.
Jay.
Shout out to Jay.
Not to cut you off, Delvin. I ain't gonna say the F word. You know, kids around. You know what I'm talking about.
Jay got me into it. He brought me on to the Who Would Win show doing some art form, just little simple things, and it just escalated. And to come on the show, I liked it. Actually, I never can remember her name. Yeager, Crystal Yeager. She actually popped my cherry on my podcast, had me come on there and all that. But then Jay, and then got involved with doing Blood and Black Lace with somebody else, and that fell apart. But we're about to actually start up a couple different shows, and hopefully
You say we, or
me and my counterpart that's hiding over there filming me as well. The better part of me, the one that actually was on the other part of Blood and Black Lace, and I mean, just phenomenal actors. It's just a matter of getting everything set up right. Takes time.
Okay. So how long have you been?
About 2 years now, I've been doing the actual, working with podcasts and producing them, editing them, and stuff like that. So,
What's some of your frustrations with editing? Because I can tell you, to no end, I love sitting down and recording and talking with everybody.
I'm not an editor. Okay, so like, I don't know if you, my Twitter, I'm hanging around with Gavin and all that. From Major Mess Hall.
Yeah.
Major Mess Hall, I always give him a shout out. So Gavin loves editing, and I absolutely hate it. And I don't understand how some people love to edit.
Yeah.
Because 15 times hearing somebody say the same thing, it messes with the already voices in my head. So it's like, no. Now, when I was trying to record and edit at the same time, that was insane because you had the people talking, listening to them talk from earlier, and then, no. I'm not an editor. But, I'll do what needs to be done.
I think that's like, as far as podcasting goes, I think one of my favorite things to do is be a guest. I know I just go up, I bring what I bring, which is me, and then I just leave. I don't edit nothing. At the least, I have to, some shows I ask you to record your own audio, and then at the least I just have to email them what I record. That's okay.
Exactly.
But I ain't got to sit there and take out the pauses, take out the breaths, and all kind of stuff. I remember when I first started. Matter of fact, as we record this, tomorrow, January 13th, is the 4-year anniversary of the Random Rounds of the Rock.
Wow, congratulations on that. Right there, 4 years.
But I can remember first starting out, I took out everything. Anytime I said, anytime I said, I breathe in, I sneeze, something tapped around on the table, I took out everything. For a 30-minute clip of audio, I think it took me almost an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get it the way I wanted.
You're doing good. I was at like 3.5, 6 hours. I was like, no, this is too much of my time.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
I mean,
insane.
It freaking
yeah. Editing is not my forte. But there are some people, Jay absolutely loves editing from what I understand. And hats off to those people. Hats off to those people who likes to edit the podcast, because it ain't me.
And then I'm kind of envious of them. I ain't gonna take my apple. You already know I'm bald.
Oh, man, you gotta do the whole hair thing? Look at that. That is actually growing for the other half. It's going to be some nice good wigs, and we're going to do some nice props with it.
Word, you ain't going to do like no power mullet?
No, actually, I'm keeping all of this for the next year, and I'm going to play Santa at the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to keep the belly for the next year. I'm trying to boost it up, a little more. Play Santa.
Pillows for that.
No, but that's not real, man. You need the real gut.
The real pillow.
The real gut. Do Santa for the kids on Christmas, and that kind of be on my little bucket list thing of stuff to do over my lifetime. So, do Santa.
So I know that as far as expectations and goals, where you want to take your podcast to next, I mean, what's something that you want to add to the package?
Wow. I honestly don't even know. We're doing so much with the comic book covers. I produce a new comic book cover every day. One drops every day. I spent a lot of time on the weekend actually doing them. And it was actually kind of cool because I don't know if you watched the Globes or whatever we had, the awards show. Well, one of the ladies actually talks about how it's hard to be a mother out there. And what was really cool is around the same time that they were having the award ceremony, I'm actually creating a cover, not watching, but that's one of the covers I created. And I don't know if you saw Betty Boop, where she's coming home with Goofy.
Yeah.
We don't know who Goofy's or Max Goofy's or mom is.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, you know what, that'd be kind of cool if she was the mom, came home from work, and who's worse than who feels worse than an actor who has to leave for a while to go be away from their kids.
Like a Victoria.
Exactly. Very similar. Yes. You're away from your kids for a long period of time. It's hard on them, and it makes you. It's hard on you as a parent too.
So,
sorry, I kind of got off track there.
I mean,
like I always do.
This is the Random Ramses Rock.
So, but yeah, we're doing combo covers. We've got a show called that I've been working for a long time, and it's just so hard because I don't know if you're a Trailer Mon Boys fan.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
I've heard of it. I know of it. I know the character, but I haven't really seen the whole show.
we got Pat. He does a character who does the news, and he screams for like 20 minutes. It is the hardest thing to do because it is 20 minutes of non-stop screaming, yelling, hollering, no breaking, no yelling, no smiling, and all that.
I believe
Once, yeah, twice, 3 times, making it funny in the middle. It's just impossible. So I've been working on that for a while. So that's called Are You Effing Stupid?
Yeah.
And then we're working on a podcast, a video cast podcast of scary stories, like books and stuff. Amanda will be doing and stuff like that. I'm doing that a while. So we're kind of going big. That's why it's taking a little bit of time. Go big and make it right.
I know you create this stuff. I mean, this process. Because I have so many things I want to do, this being one of them, that I don't know, it takes a while to kind of gets in there, and you got to try to conceive it, and then actually the hardest part is actually going out and do the thing.
And to me, always the hardest part has been not rushing yourself.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of these great ideas that I have. Oh man, I want to do this podcast. But it's not right. And if I jumped into it and ran it, it ended up crushing me.
Yeah.
And like the classics. I kind of want to turn the classics into that are on Redneck Rebuttal. I want to turn it into a show, but it would have killed me trying to turn that into a show, make that into a show, and doing everything else. So it's kind of like that became. It's just a weekly fun thing. Hey, sometimes the classics are so much better. This week was X-Men. The Umbrella Academy is a total rip-off of X-Men.
Yeah, I've heard it was good, but I've never seen it.
It's a good show.
That's going to be the theme of this. You're going to reference Netflix shows that I've never seen.
Oh, we should do Amazon or Hulu.
Yeah.
If you want to laugh, there's a funny one. All right, what's the show called? Leonard E. Skinner. What's the show called we've been
What,
watching?
Lemony Snickets?
No.
That's on Netflix too.
Kenny Fields or something. It's on Hulu, and it's about this Canadian town. It's very similar to Trailer Park Boys, just dumb. I mean, just dumb. Funny, laughable.
Word. So, I mean, you brought it up as in Redneck Rebuttal. What is it?
Redneck Rebuttal is our national platform. It's going to be, and my whole dream is that it promotes y'all's work, everybody else's work.
Y'all's
Yours,
Black people?
Delvin.
Bald black people.
Oh
like
my
that. You
goodness,
say
now I'm in
Delvin.
trouble. Okay, now I'm in trouble. So I'm talking about like Jay. So right now, Jay actually, when Jay posts, a couple days after Jay posts, we would actually repost his stuff, keep his stuff in the mainstream. And the whole point of our stuff is that Redneck Rebuttal holds none of your data. When you post something, it comes through us, and there's a link on our front page, and on our category pages, but we don't hold any data. We get none of the SEO stuff. We get none of the push from it. None of it. That's kind of the whole point. Other sites do it a little different. I'm a little weird. I want to do it the right way.
And that's a lot of things within the podcasting community that a lot of people are not aware of.
Scams.
I've known people to join like these podcast super groups and everything, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, just cancel your podcast hosting. Jump on with us. We'll host your RSS and all this other crazy stuff." And what they're doing is they're taking the downloads and they're taking your traffic. I mean, they're just funneling it all into the this super group or whatever. Now, not to dig on some of them, because some of them, when they do that, they share the profit in as far as sponsorships or whatever. So you get some of the guys with Harry's, the Razors and stuff, which you probably don't know nothing about. Or the what's that? The ball clippers.
Don't know about that either.
Manscaped.
It's deceiving me. If I took all this off, it's just hair.
Well, I mean,
Jabba and Chewie had a baby, and it's me.
Jabba Chew.
Jabba Chewie.
It's like a Pikachu.
Like a Pikachu.
Jabba Chew.
I'm smaller, but just as big and around.
Jabba Chew. But yeah, be careful of that stuff. So I mean, if you're
Look, he's laughing. I got him laughing.
if you're just starting out in podcasting and everything, and you're interested in like somebody trying to pull you in or whatever.
Yes.
One, because they see potential in it, so that's always a plus. So always believe in yourself. But just be careful of some of their practices or whatever. If they're trying to manage you on a certain time schedule, I mean that can benefit. But if it's outside of your window and how you feel comfortable doing the show,
Slow and steady wins the race. And it just, I can't stress taking your time and knowing what you're doing, knowing how to edit, knowing every process of the podcasting before you jump in head first. Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't. And it took a lot of hard work to try to figure out what I was screwing up. And anybody, I just say, take your time. You'll get there. Podcasting is fun and it's easy. It's just a lot of work.
And then I'll even speak to the other spectrum of that because I did the opposite of what he said. I just said I was going to do it and I just started. I mean, I didn't know what to do. And it was a lot of trial and error. But for me personally, I think from episode 1 to now 205 is just you can see the progression, you can see the growth or whatever. And that's what kind of drew me into doing it that way is because people like to see the come up.
Exactly.
Just like, all right, you seen him. I started podcasting on the iPad with a USB microphone in my closet. And now, I'm still somewhat in the
The problem is, and like you said earlier with that, is it's oversaturated.
Yeah.
We've gotten to a point now where you need to you got to shine a little bit. You shine. You just need. Who films in a Walmart?
Because I'm bald.
Who films in a Walmart?
Me.
Now see, I honestly thought that you were just gonna just rag me on the birthmark thing. And see, I would personally, every time somebody said it, be like, I got hit last night, and just mess with them. Just mess with them as much as possible because. But you are saying?
I don't know.
I got all lost my track.
But
What happens a lot with me?
But what I was alluding to earlier, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, we can grab something to eat.
Yeah, let's go and get something to eat. What do they have?
It's a Walmart.
Delicacies at McDonald's?
They got a Walmart in here. McDonald's.
Word. I was still interested on how that audio gonna sound.
So what's your end goal with podcasting?
Oh man, that is a good question. Ultimate, like short term, like right now, as this audio is probably crap because I'm playing with the mic. For it to take care of itself, pretty much, just sponsorship wise, or just any kind of revenue I can get in for it to take care of itself. That's like the ultimate goal, for it to be self-sustaining and anything like that.
So to have something like either a radio station pick you up or...
Well, I mean, I don't know, because that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about like people getting sucked into these little different podcast groups and whatnot. It's just like you kind of at their whim or whatever. You know what I mean? They got like those groups. Some of them they got like certain visions of what they want their network to be and all that other stuff and whatnot. And I'm not like really down with that because I feel like if I got sucked up into a radio station or anything like that, it's almost like I'm their thing instead of my thing.
Right. Well, okay. My thing is, I'm thinking like take Joe Rogan for instance.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with taking somebody like Joe Rogan and almost everybody that's big out there is the fact that they came from a Hollywood. So they already came from way up here, and now they're coming down here to do podcasting, which will bring them back up to that. So for, like, our last partner was that's trying to get into the business this way, which is very, very hard.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have a spectacular podcast, something nobody's ever seen, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just like when you. I call this independence because I mean we have no backing, we have no following, we don't have like fans like how Joe Rogan or somebody would and everything. And it's just like I've heard so many people that podcast out of their garage, their basement, their closets, or whatever the case may be, and they 10 times is better than Joe Rogan. But the thing that Joe Rogan has over them is sponsors and television acclaim. He called UFC. He did the freaking Fear Factor and all
a
kinds
huge
of stuff.
support staff.
Exactly.
See, and that was the one thing that with I cannot remember his name now. Crowder. Louder with Crowder. When Louder with Crowder came on Joe Rogan and they started like bantering back and forth, Crowder said, "No, we're not going to do that. You have your people behind you feeding you information.
Yeah.
I don't. We're not going to do that whole back and forth." Support staff versus not. Even Crowder has a support staff now. But Crowder came from MSNBC down or wherever he came from.
Yeah.
So it's still
it's just one of those things, man. It kind of sucks because there's a lot of people that I listen to, and they have the potential to freaking take it to the next level or be on that next level, and they just don't have the backing to it. I mean,
Jay, for instance, between his storytelling, his verse matches, what happens next, there's no way he shouldn't have his blue check and already be gone. Not even looking at us anymore, just waving at us as he's flying around in the first class.
I mean, I believe that'll come because I mean it's just like when you see somebody that's made it or whatever. I mean, we can even talk about Joe Rogan or whatever. As the example. I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve that because he's been doing comedy for years. He's been doing sports analytics for years.
What was that show?
Fear Factor.
News Radio.
Yeah.
When he was on News Radio, I loved him.
Yeah.
I still love Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying he's one of the big boys. To get there, it's very, very difficult. But I'm just thinking, if like a KTRH came and said, "Hey, can we put your stuff on at midnight, 1 o'clock?" That's kind of like, to me, I'm thinking podcasting, that's the ultimate goal, is to get national broadcast.
Yeah.
To actually have somebody like an MSNBC pick you up for your voice and say, "Hey, we like your voice. We just want you to do the radio,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff." That's my thinking.
Yeah. I mean,
is a goal for podcasting to lead into other things like voiceover work.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, anything you do should, lead you into different things or whatever. Because I mean, you shouldn't just want to be stagnant and stuck with the one thing and whatnot. Because I mean, I would like to do movies. Not a lot of speaking roles or nothing like that. I'd rather just be the guy sweeping up in the background, awkwardly staring into the camera like I ain't supposed to be. But I mean, if those are built off the back of the podcast and anything that I do, then I'm fine with that.
And see, that's kind of what I guess that was my question. Is the entertainment industry where you're going with this? Is the whole goal to be an entertainer? And you already are an entertainer, but you get what I'm saying.
I think it's just more of I want this to take me places to bring it back to the podcast. So if I have the opportunity to be in a movie, for instance, I want that movie to bring people back to the podcast.
Okay.
Or if I'm able to do a radio spot on somebody's radio show, I want that opportunity to bring people back to the podcast or whatever. And also bring other people into the podcast, more potential for better guests or, opportunities at getting better guests.
Okay.
Things like that. So it's all in vain of podcasting.
Hey, There is nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, then from what I'm told, movie checks are more lucrative than podcasting checks.
I've heard that myself.
Yeah.
No, the major stars.
Now, what's
And then this is where we could do all the whole sexist jokes, or you have to be a woman or not a woman, you know.
I mean,
Can't do
that plays into a lot of things, you know, being a lady.
Oh yeah.
Whatnot, because I mean, if you look the part and everything, you're gonna have automatic following, and plus, because you're a lady, you're gonna have automatic following. Another thing is a lot of the saturation in some of these things or whatever is just like, because it's a lady doing these things, like streaming, podcasting. I see a lot of influx in gaming, like the streams, the Mixler and all that stuff from ladies and whatnot. And they've been getting in trouble as of late because they've been doing inappropriate lady things and whatnot. So
it's one of those weird things of, you hold any group of people down, it doesn't matter what, and then you give them a little bit of freedom, you give them that freedom, the same freedom that they've seen other people have, they're going to go buck wild with it. And they're going to go, you know, I don't know the best example, but if you hold somebody down and you let them loose, they have to do it. They have to do those things, the bad things that everybody was saying, you're doing bad things. They still have to do it because they got the freedom now.
yeah.
You know?
And then,
We're humans. We're totally fallible.
Yes, indeed.
That's like one of the big things learning as I turned 40. I'm human. I'm a total screw up. And we can't get off this planet. If we do, we're going to be the cockroaches of the universe. We're just going to take over everything. We would be the bad guys. Avatar. We would totally be the Avatar bad guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's sad, but we are. We're the bad guys.
But they got the one guy, he got the blue cat lady now. So, I mean, the one that didn't have no legs. you got to sync with his avatar permanently, I think. So, yeah. Are you even excited about that? The new Avatar movies are supposed to be coming out like 10 years later now?
But they killed off Ripley. Sigourney Weaver, they killed off.
Yeah.
So Ripley is like the toughest woman in the universe. I'm sorry, but she fought aliens multiple times and survived.
Well,
now they recloned her with the alien parts. She's a super soldier. No.
Well, I mean, that's not the same character, man.
No, it is. I don't care. You know, I keep on saying, never clone me. Don't make a digital copy. Don't make a puka. Don't make any of that. Just when I'm done because I can't control the next one.
Well, you're gonna get cloned regardless because, like, if we on this medium that we on now, somebody's gonna take your voice and they're gonna put it on the little. Yeah, they're gonna do it.
Are you up on your Black Mirror?
I've only seen season 1, but I know what you're talking about, though. It's like the lady lost her husband and everything.
And she had her husband not cloned, but like a digital
profile of his social media habits that made a replica of him.
No. Don't do that to me. It's a bad idea.
You can do it.
No, like I said, I can only control this one.
Yeah.
The next one
is well, what about I think they got that show on either Netflix or Prime or something like that. With Paul Rudd in it, to where he went to this place and they made a clone of him. Yeah, Living
with Me or something like that.
Shout outs to Netflix sponsors.
Very, very good.
So you've seen it?
Oh yes.
All right.
Watch the whole thing. Ready for season 2.
So I have not seen it. I told you that's the theme of this recording. I hadn't seen it.
The Ozark.
I have not seen it. My wife watched it, but I hadn't seen it.
The Shield. Did you watch The Shield?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
You remember how The Shield never stopped. Just bam, bam, bam. One thing after another. That's how the Ozark is. And it's one thing after the next. Just never stop. You never get a break.
I talked to somebody about The Shield most recently, how it ended and whatnot. What do you think about the ending?
Perfect. Well, okay, because you gotta understand, Vic Mackey being stuck in an office,
He got away.
that was his
Yeah.
prison. No. He's still in
Yeah,
prison
but, yeah.
because everybody knows who he is. And beforehand,
And he can't hide anymore.
Beforehand, he could hide it and all that. He doesn't have his gun. They took his gun away. Yes, it was in the lockbox at the end, but he is still in prison. Everybody knows who he is. He has no family. Nobody wants to talk to him. None of his friends will talk to him. His friend, the one last friend he had that wasn't dead, is in prison. Will never talk to him again. He's got 7 years of working for the DEA, and then he's out. He's out, and then there's nobody's going to hire him. He can't get a security job. That boy is going to be done. He's in prison.
So in the age that we live in, to where they freaking reboot and rehash and anything like that, do you think there's a opportunity for them to do a continuation with the Shield?
Oh yeah, totally. Because you still have the cartels and stuff that were coming after him and stuff. I think. I cannot remember if the cartels had given up or not. I knew they had gotten greenlit for a while. But you still got Mackey's still alive. The guy that they sent to prison, the one
I forget his name, had the beard and
he
everything.
never did anything. He was like the lowly guy in the whole thing.
Yeah, but he was on the low. He was the sneaky one. He was the one that
He was the one that Vic could always trust. Right.
He was the one that that's how he got caught up. He something to go kill old boy, and he got caught up. And
So, and what's his face? And then we can't remember Shane. Shane jumping to Sons of Anarchy and doing the whole cross dress. It was just like, oh my goodness! And he did such a good job of it too. It was just he is an amazing actor.
You ever see a show that he in now, Unicorn?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
All right, yeah. See, I got one that you haven't seen.
The Witcher. Everybody's on to me.
I just watched
Why
that.
haven't you watched The Witcher? I haven't had the time.
Man, you haven't tossed a coin to your Witcher yet?
Watched it.
Glory?
I haven't watched it. Sorry, haven't had a chance. We've been on this Canadian show, this Leonard Skinner Eater whatever, because it's just funny. It's Canadians are the best. I'm sorry.
Well,
Shout out to Trailer Park Boys and Bubbles. Unblock me, or I'm going to buy you Vagisil and send it to you.
As far as the Witcher goes, I know it was based off a game series and whatnot. I haven't played it, but just watching the show is pretty doggone good. Henry Cavill, to see him outside of Superman is refreshing, and he kind of get to use his own accent and everything now.
See, and I liked him in, and a lot of people didn't like him in
Mission Impossible?
but I
He was
thought he
good.
was amazing. The whole reloading the guns, that was supposed to be Superman, and I don't understand why we didn't get that version of Superman. Because in Superman, Man of Steel or whatever, the first one, he's a hay baler. Like, he's never been in a fight. There's no way he can beat Zod. No way. Unless he just hay bales like that, reloads the guns and just dun dun dun. But there's no way he's going to beat him in a technical fight. And then to kill him at the end, it's like, this is Superman. He would have done what he did in Superman 3. Flew him up to the moon, beat the snot out of him, and then buried him 6 feet deep or 20 feet deep or whatever, and left him.
Yeah. But they got to modernize it. They got to make it more relatable for modern times and whatnot.
But Superman killing is just so hard because that was the whole point of him not. He wouldn't kill. He wouldn't. Batman killing. Batman not killing is actually the opposite of Superman killing, because Batman not killing the Joker, for every life that the Joker takes after Batman had the opportunity to stop him, is a life that Batman, Bruce Wayne, is now responsible for. So every 1,000 lives that Joker takes, that's Batman's responsibility. Yeah. Honestly, it's our responsibility if somebody like that, we're a guard in there, you take him out, Joker shouldn't be around.
No.
We shouldn't be glorifying him. That's one reason I haven't even watched the good Joker movie.
The new one? I bought it, but I haven't watched it yet.
I'm just... Joker, you're not supposed to rationalize the Joker. He's SOB.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that, but it's just storytelling.
Yeah, but the way supposedly they rationalize it, it's you're basically saying here's the reason the bad guy's the bad guy.
Well, I mean, that's what they did with the Christopher Nolan Batman, that trilogy, whatever. They made it more feasible for it to actually happen,
Right.
like a person can actually do this, And then they just made Heath Ledger's Joker just like a crazy person, He didn't fall into a vat of ooze or nothing.
But there's no reason to.
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
I mean, obviously,
Then even
old
his
Joker,
even his stuff is shrouded too, because like he can never give you the same story. You want to know how I got these scars, and he can never tell you the same thing or whatever.
and you don't know why Jack was the way he was in the original Joker, or when the 80s Joker.
Oh, you're talking about Michael Keaton's Batman.
Michael Keaton's Joker.
Oh yeah, Tim Burton. Yeah, I mean, well, he got the stuff in his face.
But you don't know why Jack is the way he is.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, yeah.
'Cause Jack's already crazy,
Yeah, he's on. Yeah,
and all you do is push him over the edge. That whole Punisher thing.
yeah.
You're just one bad day away from becoming me. It was just perfect.
So which Punisher is your favorite?
Oh,
So they got the Dolph Lundgren. They got the I forget his name, Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane.
You got I forget his name because there's another
It's
one.
like Victor something.
Yeah, he was in Dexter for a little bit and
Yeah.
a couple other things. And now you got Shane
Right.
from Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
That's not his name, but that's
No,
what I know.
that's not his name. But and we're big Walking Dead fans too.
So-
even though, are you Team Negan or Team Rick?
Well, Rick is out of the picture right now, but I mean, I'm digging current iteration Negan and whatnot. So I mean, that's pretty cool. But,
I was Team once Negan came on the picture. I started to understand who Rick was. Rick started all the fights. He started the fight with Shane. He started the fight with the governor. He started the fight with Negan by killing 30 of their men in their sleep. And then Negan killed 2 of his. And he's like, okay, that's even. Let's call that even right now. Let's be done with it.
Yeah.
But instead, Rick just keeps and getting people killed, and and then at the end to use his son, don't for Carl's sake, and then Negan lets up and he slices his throat. That was just, it was just.
I mean, but it was just like he slit his throat and he's like, save him. He's just like, I'm just showing you that I could have killed you, but what's to come next is that I'm gonna break you.
But Negan had already done that. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Negan, when he said Carl, do it for Carl, and Negan said, okay, that was Negan saying the same thing. I don't have to kill you because we're going to stop this now. And that's when Rick still went through it. It's the whole thing that's happening right now with the Iranians and all that. We kill their general. They try to bomb us. It doesn't actually hurt us, We could Rick it and go kill another couple people, or we could just sit back and go, we're done, guys. We're Negan it right now. We're done. We're done. Iran's not going to stand. They're going to come after us again. We're going to have to fight. But we don't have to be the aggressors.
Yeah.
Rick took the throat. We could go out and kill somebody. Bad times. So I found out that Rick was the bad guy the whole time. And now I'm happy he's gone. And
No, I haven't read.
he bit a guy's neck. Come on.
He's a vampire too. I haven't read any of the graphic novels or anything for The Walking Dead, but a lot of theories that have been thrown around since the show came out is just like none of this is even real, and it's all Rick still in a coma in the hospital from season 1. It's all like a fever dream in his head and everything.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, so I mean that would be an interesting twist on it, but as seeing as the production for the show, they already splintered off into another spinoff, and then they're making supposedly 3 Walking Dead movies
those are gonna
starring
have
Rick
Rick,
Grimes.
right.
Yeah, and then Michonne, the character that play Michonne, she's supposed to be leaving too. So
And Maggie's only got 3 more shows.
yeah, so
Well, she says shows, but you don't know when you're actually going to see her. It's like, where's she at? I got 3 more shows. When?
Yeah, so I mean, it's crazy.
Are we pulling a Rick and Morty and it's going to be 7 years before we get a new episode?
Was that how much the gap was?
It was like a year and a half, 2 years, but
Yeah.
it is insane, their gaps.
I just found that show within
I do too.
the last couple of months or whatever. I binged the first 2-3 seasons, and then now I'm just waiting on whatever bits and pieces they give us of season 4.
Yeah, I've already seen all of season 4. It's pretty good. And like actually, one of the things that I want to start a podcast. It's solely based on Farscape, but the problem is I'm having a hard time finding somebody who was there at the beginning, watched the whole show, made Friday nights their Friday night, made that Farscape their Friday nights, read all the comics, and considers the comics part of the story. Because a lot of the fans now don't want to read the comics, don't like comics, so they watch what's on Netflix or Amazon. It's like, but that's not the whole story. You're a diehard fan back then. You watched every Friday night. It makes it hard for us old fans who are like, okay, we watched the whole story and then got more, but you guys are new and don't want to consider that part of it. But that's not how this works. Even the fan stories, some of those actually play because the original writer said, hey, these actually play. These actually work. That'd be a good reason why Rigel did that.
And that's like how they did with the Star Wars stuff. They had all this outside, third-party writers and everything, and they made so much of the lore surrounding the main story. And then Disney bought it out, and there's like, nah, no, that's canon. Yeah. But now when they come out with the new content or whatever, they're picking and choosing from all this stuff they say is not canon to incorporate into their new stuff.
Well, supposedly, the timeline that went back, when Spock went back on the timeline, that's not our universe. That whole Chris Pines being Captain Kirk is not our universe or whatever.
No, I'm talking about Star Wars.
Star Trek. I'm sorry. I went with Star Wars, Star Trek, but we're not in the Star Trek universe right now.
Oh, no.
Sorry, jump swift. Holy crap, I jumped from Star Wars to Star Trek. My geek card just got pulled.
Yeah. They got Star in it. I can understand, how crazy it is. So, yeah. But, yeah, man. I think this.
You're gonna have some fun editing all this.
Oh yeah, because like I got you and got me,
and I'm here eating the whole time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just sitting here munching.
Yeah, and what I wish I had was a third camera to get us like both at the same time. Because like now I'm after like you talking.
I should have brought the 360 camera so you stick it right there in the middle.
I had it. It was on the bed with the rest of the stuff, and I was just like, you know what. But maybe next time. So I'm going to reach from my camera to your camera. See how dead it is? You can see it. You son of a bitch. And yeah, man, this is where we probably put a pin in it. Man, I won't say this is the first because I've done this 2 other times, but this is the official Walmart log. So, I mean, I appreciate you joining me and being here for this experience or whatever. This will look weird. I probably have to do a side-by-side because I'm talking and it's just like one camera per.
And you can edit out me all that eating because, that.
Oh, man, I'd probably put it in just because.
Hey, if I pick my nose, make sure to zoom in on that one really slow.
Yeah.
Repeat, make it into a GIF.
Yeah, but before we go, let everybody know where they can find you on social media and whatever else you got going on.
I'm everywhere. elteco.me is my website. Redneck Rebuttal is our national website that basically does all the promotions for everything and hopefully more promotions for you guys. Elteco. That's the easiest way to look for me, or Brian Leoker. Easy way. Anyway.
And you can find me, as always, on randomrob.com. I took the cast off for savings. I had to save me a little bit of money. So it was randomrobcast.com. Now it's just randomrob.com. You can find everything related to the show. I got to figure out, all right, the camera's right here on this thing. So you got to find everything on randomrob.com. You can find me on Twitter at 3R Show. You can find me on Instagram at the 3R Show. And you can find me on Facebook by searching the Random Rounds of Rob or doing facebook.com/3R Show. And well, just we end it like that.